I'm James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday, the 22nd of February. After an overnight rain event, things are calming down this morning, and the weather will be turning colder this week. All good things won't last forever, you know that. Let's take a look out the window this morning at the Skycam shots. That's the view down in Chilton County. At 5 o'clock, still a few raindrops on the lens, but the really large rain mass is way down south, places like this, Greenville in South Alabama, where the rain is falling. That's the First United Methodist Church in downtown Greenville. Up in Tuscaloosa, the rain is over, but the sky is cloudy. That's the view there from the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse looking back off to the east. You can see the main mass of storms exiting Alabama this morning on the water vapor satellite imagery. The next impulse is out there over the southwest, producing snow for places like Arizona and Utah, and we'll keep an eye on that. There's the radar this morning at 5:06 a.m. Widespread rain, mostly south of a line from Atlanta to Montgomery. And again, you can see a few little lingering spots of light rain around here, but certainly the bulk of this rain event is over. Our numbers this morning, not too bad, mostly low 50s along Interstate 20, Birmingham at 52. Now, we should wind up in the low 60s today, but after today, the weather turns colder, and you can see that big supply of cold air back to the north and west. Bone-chilling cold over the Rockies, and we will feel that in coming days. But again, today, not that bad. Watch warning map. Got a series of winter weather advisories and winter storm watches up from the tip of the Texas Panhandle to near Chicago, Milwaukee, and Detroit for the system coming out of the southwest. And there's a look at the overall precipitation expected for the next 5 days. And that's suggesting, and by the way, we should mention this counts the rain last night. And quite frankly, after today, things look awfully dry around here. That was suggesting rain amounts of about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, but that's gone. So the chance of any really significant precipitation for the next 5 days looks pretty small. We'll take a look at the snow graphic, the output. This is day one today. Some good snows for the mountains of New Mexico, Arizona, and parts of far west Texas. Snows up around the Great Lakes tomorrow. Interesting to note the probability of some snow over parts of the Lone Star State of Texas. And really for areas mainly south of Dallas-Fort Worth, down toward the Hill Country and Waco, Austin, and places like that. And then day three, which is Wednesday, most of the action should be up in the northeast United States. And while it's conceivable there might be a few flurries around here, maybe early Wednesday morning, we don't expect any issues. We'll look at the GFS. This is at 12 noon today. And this is aloft at 500 millibars, and you can see our storm back in the southwest. Down below that, the current system is exiting the state. Probably a cloudy day today, but really we stay pretty mild with the highs in the 60s, low 60s. Tomorrow, there's the impulse swinging through the Texas Big Bend, and that could be a pretty good little snow out there. And it looks like the heaviest snow will be south of Dallas-Fort Worth, down to I-35 toward maybe Waco and Austin. And around here, we begin to cool down. Nothing extremely cold, though. Highs should drop back in the 50s. And again, probably a cloudy-ish type day. Wednesday, the trough begins to phase up, and that's when things get colder. And we'll look and see how our precipitation looks, and you can see how the GFS wants to keep the bulk of it south of here. A new coastal low forms off to the east with snow for the Carolinas. And I think what probably is the right course of action is to mention maybe some chance of light rain tomorrow night, maybe a few flurries Wednesday morning, and that's about it. It just seems like this one is not poised to bother us in a big way. Again, we'll fine-tune that. We'll play it that way for now. We'll go to Thursday, and it gets colder. The cold air deepens. That would be a day with highs in the 40s. And Friday, here comes our next impulse. More snow in Texas. It would be snowing in places like Longview and Tyler, if this is correct, up into parts of eastern Oklahoma. We stay cold and dry. And then we'll take a look at Saturday, starting off our weekend. Energy swinging south of here in the GFS shunts that system in Texas again down to the south, much like the deal tomorrow night in early Wednesday. We'll peek at the other models. This is the European. This is valid Saturday at midday. It's in pretty good agreement with the GFS. It's got the precipitation way down south. Canadian, pretty much the same deal. A little farther north, but this is suggesting Saturday would not be a big problem with snow here. Just really dry for the northern half of the state. And again, we'll fine-tune that in coming days. Here's a look at Sunday. That would be cool and dry, nothing extremely cold. And then a week from today, look at this thing. This is March 1st. Another Gulf low coming at us. And then we'll go to Monday night of next week. This is at midnight. That's an interesting look, is it not? Big surface low just south of Apalachicola. Rain for South Alabama. Maybe snow for the northwestern corner of the state. Of course, really, this is kind of out there in voodoo land. It's a little beyond 7 days. And then on Tuesday the 2nd, the storm lifts up the Atlantic coast. We turn cold, maybe a few flurries on the backside with big cold air advection. But as you can see, a lot of potential for winter mischief with something like that. And then on the 9th, flows kind of zonal, very active southern stream. An impulse just off to the west, and that looks wet. One thing for sure, it looks like the weather's going to be pretty active around here with no dull moments in the weather office. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, alabamawx.com, if you're watching this on YouTube or iTunes. The next video by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening in Birmingham, ABC 3340 at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.